The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, has been helping commercial and industrial contractors and suppliers grow since 1885. Now's the time to join. Visit buildwithcam.com. If you're a construction company looking to grow, CAM offers resources to help you build your staff, find more projects, and expand your network. Join today. The Construction Association of Michigan. They're one industry, one resource, one CAM. Join today at buildwithcam.com.
Today's episode of CAM's Building Michigan podcast is sponsored by Priority Health, endorsed health insurance carrier for CAM members.
So right now, we've all been feeling lots of shifts in our lives. We've gone from crazy busy schedules to way more time with our loved ones, from commuting to the office to working from our couches. And that's okay, because Priority Health is always ready to shift right there with you. So whether you're experiencing a shift in employment or you're prepping for a new member of the family to arrive, Priority Health has you covered. Priorities shift, so maybe it's time your health insurance company did too. Find your plan at PriorityHealth.com.
It's that time of year. Time to review your workers' compensation plan and shift to coverage that pays you back. CAMCOMP, part of the Construction Association of Michigan, is the state's leading self-insured group designed for the construction industry. The safer your employees, the more money you get back. The average payback to members is 45% of their premium, a very smart investment. Find out how safety pays with CAMCOMP. Call Juan Ramirez at 586-790-7810 or go to www.camcomp.net.
Hello, and welcome to our 7th episode of CAM's Building Michigan podcast, produced for Michigan's construction industry by the Construction Association of Michigan, CAM. My name is Kevin Koehler. I'm the president of CAM and your host for Building Michigan. Our podcast is designed for Michigan's construction industry. Each 20 to 30-minute episode will feature conversations with industry leaders discussing construction projects, trends, business development, workforce, safety, legislation, products, equipment, and other industry-related topics. Thank you for listening in, and let's get started. This is Season 2, Episode 7. Today's episode features our upcoming CAM HBA, Great Lakes Design and Construction Expo, and the CAM annual meeting to be held on Wednesday, February 16th at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. Our guests today are Brian Stanley, District Sales Manager at United Rentals, Tom Thompson, Vice President of R.S. Dale Company, Tracy McLenon, CAM's own Vice President of Operations, and Ron Riegel, CAM's Manager for the Great Lakes Design and Construction Expo. Thank you all for being here, and welcome to CAM's Building Michigan podcast.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you for having us.
We really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today.
Good to be here.
Great. Before we get started, let's go around the room and you can introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your company and what it is you do at the company. And why don't we start with you?
Sure.
Tom?
Tom Thompson, Vice President of R.S. Dale. We have 2 locations in Michigan, and we service the state and the country from there. My role in the company is, from a managerial perspective, to help the rest of the team achieve all of our goals, which is always primarily customer service. We sell construction supplies, but so do a lot of other companies. So you try to distinguish yourself by doing the good old-fashioned customer service type things, whether that be planning, scheduling, whatever our customers need to actually become a partner of theirs rather than just a supplier.
Awesome. You guys have been members and supporters of CAM for many years, and we certainly appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, thank you. CAM's invaluable to us. It creates a lot of networking opportunities, amongst other things, and can't imagine not being a member.
And you're a pretty good golfer, too.
Oh, I wish.
Brian Stanley from United. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about United Rentals, Brian?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I'm Brian Stanley. I'm with United Rentals. I'm a district sales manager here in the Great Lakes District. I've been with United Rentals since it was formed in 1998. And United Rentals, for those who don't know, is a collection of companies through merger and acquisition that makes up the largest construction equipment company in the world, with about 19,000 employees and about a $15 billion rental fleet. Here in Michigan, we've got 8 branches, and our district is comprised of northern Ohio and northern Indiana. My role is I lead our sales team. I have about 30 salesmen, 3 strategic account managers, a couple of national account managers that I look after, oversee, help align strategy and customers with, and help them on projects and find ways to go ahead and grow our business here.
Fantastic. Brian, we've known each other a long time. I remember before you started at United, or before United bought, I think it was ASC, maybe? Is that where
Equipment Supply Company.
Equipment Supply Company, yeah.
Yes.
That goes way back to the Pontiac Silverdome days when we used to exhibit at the Silverdome, and a different time, different world, but
sure.
We've known each other a long time. Incidentally, we live across the lake from each other in Green Oak Township.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. And I haven't seen Brian in a while, so it's good to see him.
Beautiful.
Ron, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, Ron Riegel here with CAM. I've been with the association now for 40 plus years, doing a wide range of services. Currently manager of the Expositions, responsible for selling the booth space as well as coordinating efforts to putting the show together.
Do a great job. Ron's been here a very long time and a very valuable member of our team. How about you, Trace?
I'm Tracy Mclennan. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at CAM. I've been with the association for just over 11 years, and I think I've changed roles here now maybe 4 times. I don't know, hired initially to do safety and education, did sales and marketing, member services, and now overseeing the operations of the association internally to make sure we're making sense with our staff and our resources, and then also the services that we're putting together and providing to our members.
And an instrumental part of our team, without any doubt. And Tracy, I think we'll start with you. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about the Great Lakes Design and Construction Expo, how it's going. Yeah, it's a one-day event this year. Traditionally, we've been a 2 and maybe sometimes even 3-day event. But why don't you tell everybody about who's involved in it and when it is and where it's at?
So the show is scheduled to take place on Wednesday, February 16th at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. It's a co-production between the Construction Association of Michigan and the Home Builders Association of Southeastern Michigan. So we'll have our teams on site in our respective industries. So CAM brings to the table the commercial and industrial side of construction, and of course HBA brings the home builders and remodelers to the show. We're going to start the day at 7:30 in the morning with an economic forecast breakfast. Our keynote speaker is the National Association of Home Builders Vice President of Forecasting. She'll provide us with a forecast on the economic outlook, current industry trends, so show us some charts and graphs on what to expect coming forward and in anticipation of what COVID might do to the industry. It'll be a great way to get some insight on what the expectations are for the economy moving forward. After breakfast, the show will open at 9 o'clock in the morning. We have free workshops all throughout the day, topics ranging from controlling your workers' compensation costs to different project delivery systems and choosing the best method for structuring your construction contract. We have a MIOSHA update as well as a review of what to do if MIOSHA shows up on your job site and does a citation-related inspection. We'll also have some sponsored workshops. Sherwin-Williams is sponsoring Innovations in Coatings. The Michigan Insurance and Financial Services is sponsoring Constructing Your Insurance Policy. HR Pro is sponsoring a workshop about managing your HR in the construction industry. And we also have Miss Dig 811 providing us with an update on their new ticketing process. And we're encouraging all of the excavators and landscapers out there that interface with that ticketing database to come. There's a 9 o'clock version of that presentation as well as a 1 o'clock version of that presentation. And then, of course, for us, one of our favorite parts of the day is the lunchtime annual meeting. It's the CAM 136th annual meeting. And we'll be presenting the CAM Magazine Special Issue Project Awards, as well as recognizing the Project of the Year. It's also our business report, so we provide information to our membership about what we've been doing for the last year and some new and cool innovative things that we have coming up, including the new CAM Online Community, which is a social networking site specifically designed for CAM members. We'll install our new chairman of our board, as well as the 3 new members of the CAM Board of Directors. So there's a lot of really exciting things that happen that day. It's a busy day. The staff comes together to pull it together, and it's our favorite way to recognize our CAM members and bring everybody together in one place. If you're interested in attending the show, entrance to the exhibit floor and the associated workshops is free. The breakfast forecast and the CAM annual meeting require purchase of a ticket. You can go to the Expo website. It's miconstructionexpo.com and click on Attend to get to the registration process and complete that online.
It's really going to be a full day. One of the things we're doing this year to better attract people to the exhibit space is that we're actually hosting the annual meeting cocktail reception right on the show floor. So you'll have presumably 300 to 500 industry professionals mingling and networking right there all around the booth space, because there's no way we can fit everybody in that one little area that we have roped off. So hopefully it'll be good for all of our exhibitors like the two of you, and you'll get something out of it. The other thing, I may have cut you off, Tracy, I'm sorry, but at the CAM annual meeting, we have a keynote speaker, and our theme for this year's annual meeting is embracing technology to solve today's challenges in construction. And who better to have than a gentleman by the name of Robert Armbrister. And Robert is the CEO of Spark Business Works, and they actually were formed by CSM, a large general contractor. He spun out of their company. They spun off this technology service that he's spearheading now. He's the CEO of, and they offer to construction companies like all of us in this room and all of us listening, construction-specific software and apps and things like that they can design specifically for you to help you run your business more effectively. So should be an interesting keynote speech during the annual meeting. The other thing that you touched on, Tracy, I just want to emphasize is that we do give out the project awards, the CAM Magazine Special Issue Awards. And one of the things that's really cool about that is all the project teams come. So you'll have the owner, the architect, you'll have the general contractor, and even some of the subs represented. So it's a great opportunity for our exhibitors to be able to network with those individuals and talk to them as well. I think that's...
Yeah, it's a busy day for sure.
It's definitely a full day. Why don't we swing over to Ron? Why don't you tell us about what do we have, how many people are exhibiting? What are the exhibitors saying? What's happening so far on selling out the show?
Well, we have a total of 128 booths available, roughly 100 exhibitors at this time, taking up 128 booths. We don't expect to sell out. The attendees will be the contractors and buyers and users of products and materials, like facility managers, project managers, design firms will be attending. A wide range to be certain. We have the attendance we expect to be around 1,500. We're looking to have a great event. I'm losing track.
Well, one of the things this year, too, that's kind of neat and unique is that we're doing it in conjunction with the Home Builders Association of Southeastern Michigan. So there'll be exposure to both the home building, the residential market, and the commercial market. So,
I noticed, I think the last show of 2020 was the first year that you joined together. And, of course, we only had one sample size before the pandemic shut things down. But I'm excited to get things going again. And hopefully over time that builds, the two different organizations together build the show even bigger than it's been. I know we're at the Suburban Showplace, and that is new as of the first, 2019. Or was that 2020?
2020.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah. It gets screwy with all the COVID
We
that's
lost
gone
a year.
around. Yeah, it's like the year and a half of law.
Yeah.
It was a hospital a year ago. That's right, Brian.
But definitely the move to the new location offers a lot more space. So, we've got big equipment in there again, and then hopefully with the two different organizations combined, it just continues to get bigger.
Yeah, it's a shame that we did our first year, and then we kind of lost momentum last year. We couldn't do anything really. So we hope to regain that momentum and keep it moving forward. And you're right, Tom, we have the room to expand into, that's a huge exhibit hall if you open the whole place up. We're in 1.5 halls right now, but we have the ability to expand all the way through it should we really start to gain some traction. Absolutely. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about some of your products. What will you be displaying? Do you have things that work not only for the commercial industry but for the residential industry? And
we do. We don't have a ton of crossover for residential guys. We do sell hand tools, power tools, some fasteners, things like that. We're probably more focused on commercial industrial contractors. But that I wouldn't call it a bad thing to have the home builders come through and see what we have, because like I said, we do have somewhat of our offering.
Sure, they buy that stuff too, right?
Sure, yeah. So we'll probably target more of our commercial industrial guys because that's our main focus. But we always have tools on hand because that's really what draws people in. People like to walk in and pull the trigger on a drill gun or check out a saw and stuff like that.
Do you have certain manufacturers that you rep, or?
We do for power tools. We're actually one of the largest independent DeWalt distributors in the state. So we'll have
certainly a good product.
Yeah. It's well known and it draws people in and everybody likes it, especially all the contractors. A lot of everything else we sell is for hanging pipe and equipment and things like that, and there hasn't been a ton of innovation in it. It's just kind of a necessity out there in the world.
I remember your booth. You have like a bunch of hangers saying,
we try to make it as cool as possible, even though most of that stuff's like 100 years old,
Sure.
But it's a necessity, and at the very least, let people know where you can get it, and we try to do our best to stock it more than our competition, so that way we can be a little bit more responsive. Sure. Absolutely, yeah.
That's terrific. And those hangers hang like everything from ductwork to
mechanical equipment to HVAC ducting. Actually, we mentioned that piping, conduit, a myriad of things. It even gets used in interior design for holding up ceilings and stuff like that as well. So it has a lot of uses. It's almost like it's a Tinker or a Lincoln Log set for adults.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it's interesting. A former board member of ours is Todd Hill, who is one of the principals at VentCon. And currently, I have Matt Kramer on the board from D. Kramer and Mike Green, John D. Green. So I know those guys probably could,
they probably represent three of our largest clients.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll make sure we bring them by and have them talk to you. But that's what it's all about. It's about talking to those people and networking and letting them know you're there. And the cool thing that I just heard is that you stock a ton of stuff. So you go somewhere and you have to order something nowadays, and it's a 6-week. For instance, I just went and ordered some furniture. I didn't, but my wife did. And it's like a 6 to 8 month wait to get a custom piece of furniture, and it's nuts. Where before you could get it in, it seemed like 3 weeks, or buy it off the floor.
Yeah, we've definitely absorbed the challenge of the last year and a half of all the different disruptions to the marketplace, and we've put that on ourselves to forecast or purchase additional quantities of material just to keep it on hand at our location to keep our customers going, because constructions need to have it right now type of industry. So if you don't have it, they just move on until they can get it.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent approach. Speaking of hangars and everything, they got to have a way to get up to those hangars, right, Brian? So they may need to rent
a lift or two,
or a particular product from you to be able to do that. Tell us about the variety of things that you guys
Sure.
have available.
So United Rentals is really a solution-based company. We've got general rental equipment, boom lifts and scissor lifts that everyone knows us for, but a lot of people don't know that we've got a floor care division, a commercial truck division, a climate control division, a power and HVAC division, and a fluid solutions division. So we're able to go ahead and provide a solution to a contractor in a lot of areas that they haven't gone ahead and thought. And then the other part that we bring to the table is our digital footprint. You had mentioned digital earlier. Digital is a huge part of us. Because of our size, we have all this historical data that we can draw upon, and we can actually benchmark companies, how well they use against peer group companies, so it can show you how efficiently you're using your equipment. So we're not just about renting equipment, we're about trying to go ahead and make you more profitable by helping you utilize your equipment better.
Kind of the full package.
That's the goal. Sure.
I didn't realize it, but you have a floor care division. What is that?
So our floor care division opened up here in Lincoln Park about a year ago, and we deal with all kinds of sweeper scrubbers, from small walk-behinds that would be used in a facility like we're in, to the big 765 industrial tanks that you're going to go clean up a 1 million square foot car plant with.
Oh, wow.
So, there's a lot of opportunity there, and it just fits well with our model. So we're more meaningful to hospitals and bakeries and clean environments. It's just a nice add-on for us.
So my guess is that you'll know a lot of the contractors that come through the show.
few of them.
Yeah, I would think so.
Absolutely.
You know, the other thing that's great for the two of you, you guys have positioned yourself right by the cocktail reception, so I think both of your booths will be high visibility, high demand, and hopefully between the three of us and the two of you and you marketing to your people, you'll be able to get some quality leads and some quality people through, and maybe see a lot of your existing clients as well, you know, and be able to tell them what's new, what's happening. So can an individual home builder come up and just buy a drill right at the show, or do they have to like order? I mean, how does that?
We usually have salesmen that are in our booth. We won't have material on hand to actually walk out with, but we'd be more than happy to get you taken care of and have the order placed with our shop in Sterling Heights. We could either set it up for a pickup if you'd like to leave the show and go get it right away, or we can ship it to you and probably have it the next day if we have it in stock.
So are you guys still selling a lot of plug-in drills, or is it mostly all going to, you know, the battery-operated, air-powered stuff?
Much like the rest of the world with electric vehicles and everything else, battery technology has really taken off, and it's allowed the right amount of power to be delivered to so many more tools. It won't be long till you probably won't see any corded tools whatsoever. The advancements of even just the last few years have allowed for traditionally corded large power tools to go to battery, and I don't see it going the other direction.
It's actually amazing the power you can get from a brushless motor today.
Absolutely.
I mean, it'll break your wrist if you aren't careful.
Yes.
Believe me, I know. You know, and it's so much easier to use. I'm not saying electric is better than, well, I guess they're all electric or battery, but it's just easy. You don't have to worry about where you're going to plug it in or how you're going to run it, or if you have a generator, you just make sure the battery's charged and let it rip. Right?
Running cords all over the job site is a safety issue as well. So if you can eliminate, that many more cords running all over the place, you're saving money. You're also more safe. So it's a win-win.
Makes a ton of sense. Now, is DeWalt your only line, or do you carry some other lines?
We also carry Makita, but we primarily focus on DeWalt. Mm-hmm. We haven't really branched into other lines yet. We tend to like to focus on something and get really good at it before we take on anything else. So that's kind of our focus with that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have any electric scissor lifts or anything?
Actually, we have a whole tools division that I didn't touch on. It's an add-on that we have at all of our branches, but we have warehouses throughout the country, and we support, welding supplies to high-torque tools, things that customers would use infrequently that are higher dollar tools that they necessarily wouldn't want to buy. Those are opportunities for us. So we support customers on outages and turnarounds all over the place. I'm sorry, you asked me?
Well, what about lifts? Aren't there some electric lifts today? I thought I read something about a bunch of stuff coming online.
A lot of different lifts. With the standards that changed a year ago, the lifts have gone ahead and changed, and we have new machines that have leak containment systems that are really the future, with electric drive that extend the life and cycle time of these machines, that make them a whole lot easier to use on projects, data centers and the like. So a lot of advancements in equipment, and a lot of changes to the standards that a lot of our contractors are still struggling with to understand.
And you can help them do that, right?
We do. That is the mission.
Sounds like both you guys are solution-based organizations and very helpful for the contractor, and ready to go, ready to serve. So I would encourage all of our attendees to stop by your booth, say hello to Brian, say hello to Tom, and
please do.
Absolutely.
And see what's new out there. Bringing this kind of to a landing, do you guys have any words of wisdom you want to depart to our listeners at all? Tracy, I know you probably do.
Oh, I always have words.
I'll say this, CAM has been around for a long time, and I've been associated with CAM for many years. It was always a time where you had a chance to go ahead and get together with the industry and see people that you haven't seen. We've gone through a really difficult time over the past couple of years. It's been difficult for people to manage through. So everyone that has had to go ahead and manage people knows the pain that this has been, and this should be a time where we get a chance to come together as an industry and get reacquainted with one another, and I'm looking forward to that. It's also a time to go ahead and show the innovation that's out there that people haven't been able to see for the past couple of years. So,
amen. That's well said, Brian. Thank you. Tom, what about you?
Yeah, I have to agree with Brian. We've always looked at it as an opportunity to come together as an industry and see people that maybe you only see once a year at this. I'm actually really excited how you guys have not only changed the floor plan, but also brought more of the events that might normally have been on a different day, kind of all in one day. I think that'll probably help only increase the traffic and the interest. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think every year we look forward to it, and we usually come away with something, whether that be a customer or just something that you learned that you didn't know about, or just other opportunities. So, it's going to be a good one-day event, I think.
Awesome. I hope to see both of you at our annual meeting, too. I think usually you attend and you have people working your booths, but we'd love to see you there, and make sure you come up to me. I'll make sure I introduce you to some people, and think about running for our board at some point. We'd love to get you more involved, and I certainly appreciate everything that both of you do for the industry, and you've always supported CAM, and we appreciate that as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for letting us be here.
Sure. So, Ron, did you have any closing remarks at all?
No, I think we've covered everything. This sounds great. Looking forward to a great day.
Fantastic. Well, Brian Stanley, Tom Thompson, Tracy McLenon, Ron Riegel, on behalf of myself, our producer, Tim Andrews, and all of us at CAM, thank you for being with us today on the Building Michigan podcast.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Building Michigan, the official podcast of the Construction Association of Michigan, hosted by Kevin Koehler, CAM President. We appreciate you spending a part of your day with us. If you have a second, please share our podcast with industry colleagues, leave us a review, and connect with us at www.buildwithcam.com. That's all for now. Be sure to subscribe to Building Michigan wherever you get your podcasts, and join us for the next episode.
Today's episode of CAM's Building Michigan podcast is sponsored by Priority Health, endorsed health insurance carrier for CAM members.
So right now, we've all been feeling lots of shifts in our lives. We've gone from crazy busy schedules to way more time with our loved ones, from commuting to the office to working from our couches. And that's okay, because Priority Health is always ready to shift right there with you. So whether you're experiencing a shift in employment or you're prepping for a new member of the family to arrive, Priority Health has you covered. Priorities shift, so maybe it's time your health insurance company did too. Find your plan at PriorityHealth.com.
It's that time of year. Time to review your workers' compensation plan and shift to coverage that pays you back. CamComp, part of the Construction Association of Michigan, is the state's leading self-insured group designed for the construction industry. The safer your employees, the more money you get back. The average payback to members is 45% of their premium, a very smart investment. Find out how safety pays with CamComp. Call Juan Ramirez at 586-790-7810 or go to www.camcomp.net.
The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, has been helping commercial and industrial contractors and suppliers grow since 1885. They provide contractors leadership through aggressive lobbying, construction project reporting, safety and education training, industry promotion, insurance, and banking. Are you an owner, developer, or buyer of construction services? Hire a CAM member to get your project done on time and under budget. They are one industry, one resource, one CAM. Check them out at buildwithcam.com.